Surveyors are not experts in everything. Hi, Mr. Smith, I want to pay you less. Buyers can't be expected to be gas engineers and electrical installers. Every offer in this country is subject to survey and contract. So what people don't realise is the lag to get a survey done and the lag to get the report back. Who you'll use for your solicitors, who you're going to use for your mortgage, who you're going to use for your survey.
When I look back and think on the first house we got, the most stressful part of the whole process was not the bidding bit. That was stressful, but it wasn't the worst bit. The worst bit was when we got the survey back, and we were just filled with so much dread for some of the things that came up in the survey, some of the things that were mentioned. What advice do you have for people who get those surveys back? How common is that experience where you get one and you go, oh man, this has been mentioned, that's been mentioned, there's this crack, there's that?
Really common. What's your question? How long after you made the offer or have the offer accepted did you have your survey results back?
I think it was a while because we put the offer in, got accepted, and then we actually didn't have a great experience with the people we were buying from, and they just took forever. They took forever to find somewhere. They weren't in very often. The estate agent wouldn't book people. We would send an email saying, right, my wife is the most organised person on the planet. She would be like, right, I've got this person in, that person in. The estate agent just wasn't booking them in. So we actually had quite a while before.
So what people don't realise is the lag to get a survey done and the lag to get the report back. They just think, I'll ring a surveyor, he'll put round there tomorrow, and I'll have a chat with him tomorrow afternoon. Doesn't work like that. So you're looking at probably, if you instruct a survey today, you probably won't be getting the results back for 4 to 6 weeks. In that time, your solicitor's racking up a bill, hopefully doing searches, inquiries, all that kind of stuff. You get the survey back and it's like terrible. You have to renegotiate. And buyers hate me saying that because they don't want to lose the house. But that's not what you offered on when you offered.
Yeah, I think we got $5,000 knocked. I think we did that.
And rightly so.
We went back and were like, this is not.
So I say to my sellers, first tip there is to have your surveyor in the wings straight away. Don't have an offer on the house and then go and find a surveyor. Research and get your kind of power team, excuse the pun, around you. So who you'll use for your solicitors, get them instructed really early before you found a house with ID and AML checks and that kind of thing. Who you're going to use for your mortgage, get that properly nailed in. You probably have by that point because you should have an AIP. Who you're going to use for your survey, get them in the wings. So the minute instructed, terms of business signed, so the minute you found a house, you can ring your surveyor and say, here's the agent's details. Can you call them? You call them, get it booked in to go around as soon as possible. Because it'll take a week or two for the report to come back to you. Now, when survey results come back, every offer in this country, unlike in Scotland, for example, is subject to survey and contract. And that should be written on the sales memorandums. 380, subject to survey and contract. The subject to survey bit, I'll make my sellers quite aware to be, look, I've appraised the house on face value. If there's any skeletons in the closet, when the buyer has a survey, you have to consider that when they potentially renegotiate. And there's options. If the survey comes back, because the seller's never had a survey done, I advise sellers to, if they can afford it, have a survey done on their house so they know what's to come. You can even offer to give it to your buyer to save them some money, speed things up. But I won't let my buyers, and when I say my buyers, I mean the people that I'm acting for as their buying agent, I won't let them renegotiate based on stuff that they could clearly see when they viewed the property. So I've had buyers come to me when I'm selling houses for clients and they've said, I've had a survey done and it needs a new kitchen, a new bathroom. And I'm like, no, it was done in the 1970s. We both knew this. Not happening. You could see that when you viewed it and that was part of your offer. Then you have situations where there's damp, there's roof issues, there's drainage issues, there's potential wiring, electric issues. Buyers can't be expected to be gas engineers and electrical installers. So when you get those surveys back, it's important that you look at them and think, I should be renegotiating here. And the agent receiving that renegotiation shouldn't be dismissive. They should understand. What I would say about surveys though, surveyors are not experts in everything. Interestingly, when you get a level 2 survey, generally is a home buyer's survey, they're going to traffic light it. Great. They're going to red, amber and green. But interestingly, building surveyors that carry out that level of survey, they're not structural engineers, they're not gas engineers, and they're not sparkies either. So what happens is, everything to do with electrics and gas is a red.
It's just like...
Yeah, red straight away, because I'm not qualified to comment.
Yeah.
So the buyer gets it back and thinks, oh my God, there's a lot of red in that. Oh, pull out. And this happens. Or I have people call us and say, I've had the survey back, the electrics are gone, the boiler needs replacing. And I'm like, no. If you know, it says the footnote that we're not qualified to comment, so we advise you get a gas engineer and a sparky. You've got to balance it and then take the right advice. But if you should renegotiate if you need to, you shouldn't go into things where it's going to cost you a lot more money in the long run because the seller's got the option to fix it and then you still pay the same price. A renegotiation isn't, oh, I want to pay you less. It's, hi Mr. Smith, the boiler's come back as needed to be replaced. Are you happy to replace that before completion as part of our offer? No, I'm not. Okay, I want 10 grand off, whatever it might be.
Yeah.